Today on DNVR Buffs Live, another week, another brutal injury report for the Buffs. We'll discuss how that'll affect this weekend's matchup against Iowa State and why that could start a youth movement for Coach Prime and the Buffs as well. We'll scout Iowa State and then Week 7 picks. Let's go. Buff Nation
Squad
coming to you live from the Toyota Lounge, driven by your Front Range Toyota stores. It's DNVR Buffs Live. It's Thursday. Y'all know the drill by now. Injuries, scouting, picks.
What a glorious day. Back with the dynamic duo here,
Yes,
coming
sir.
at you.
Squad.
You already know how we come in. But yeah, man, it's Thursday. Another day closer to game day. We got some news to talk about. We got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to get into for a Thursday. I'm excited to dive into it all with you, my boy.
Let's do it. Yeah, a lot to get to, and we're going to do it all in an hour. So let's go. The injury report came out last night, and it somehow got worse. And we'll discuss why this will kind of, or should start a youth movement. But going through it, you know, a lot of the same guys, DeKalen Taylor, Simeon Price, Phillip Houston, Sam Okunlola, Tawfiq Thomas, Gabriel Lightfoot out. RJ Johnson's still out. Hakeem Williams is out now. Doubtful. It's rough. Draylon, Isaiah, Carter Stoutmeyer, Arden Walker, doubtful. Questionable. Reggie Hughes, Amari McNeil, Anquin Barnes Jr., and probable Keaton Wade, London Merritt. Oh, boy.
Oh, boy is right. Not ideal. Last week was bad. Like you said at the top there, this week is arguably worse.
Yep.
Because while a lot of the guys who were out last week are still out this week, there are some new additions, like the guys that you mentioned. Hakeem now being out is kind of a blow. Like, he has kind of been in that top 5 rotation for receivers kind of since that receiver rotation has been pared down since the beginning of Big 12 play. RJ Johnson being out again certainly isn't great. I believe this is now going to be his 3rd or maybe even 4th straight game that he's now missed. We are unsure really of what his injury is. And Cam Miller actually yesterday at PFSN tweeted out the top 10 highest graded cornerbacks in college football this year, and RJ Johnson was in that top 10. So it's obviously a big blow to a cornerback spot that is already pretty thin, right? You know, you mentioned, speaking of thin, defensive line, it's going to be thin again. We talk about Tavian Coleman, Gabriel Lightfoot undergoing surgery here recently. Samuel Okunlola has yet to make his season debut. Anquin Barnes is questionable again. Amari McNeil is questionable again. And it looks like Keaton and London are banged up as well a little bit. They're both probable, though. It's not ideal when you already are the worst rushing defense in the Big 12 this year, giving up the most rushing yards per game in the Big 12 this year. To be thin on the defensive line is not ideal. And also, you throw in the fact that Reggie Hughes, starting linebacker, is questionable as well. He's banged up as well. That doesn't help either. So this injury report isn't great, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see just how deep this team is this weekend and moving forward.
And you're going to need some of that younger talent to step up too. I mean, clearly London Merritt, probable. I mean, you could get downgraded, of course, but it could be a lot worse when it comes to London Merritt's status and Keaton Wade. So I'd expect to see a lot of London and Alex McPherson, especially what we were talking about yesterday, when the interior defensive line is as banged up as it is, and those guys are some bigger edge players, around 250 pounds plus.
Yeah.
You're going to have to get creative. Quincy Wiggins, too. We talked about him a lot. Kind of disappeared once the start of the season. came around after having a really strong spring and fall camp.
Yeah.
You're just going to have to move some of these guys inside, and it's going to be a challenge because, and we can use this as a segue into Iowa State's offense. This is a team who they can kind of do it all, but their bread and butter is pounding the rock with the quarterback, with the two backs they have.
Yes.
It is worth noting Carson Hansen, the part of the 1-2 punch at running back for Iowa State. He's listed as questionable on this injury report as well.
He's their leading rusher this season. Most carries, most yards. You know who leads the Big 12 in rushing touchdowns this year, Jake?
I'm going to guess Iowa State.
Player.
Oh, player?
Individual player.
Rocco Becht.
Rocco Becht leads the Big 12 in rushing touchdowns this year with 7 of them. Not even tied, alone by himself in first place. So you mentioned it. They're going to lean not only on Carson Hansen if he plays and Abu Sama III, but also Rocco Becht, especially in got-to-have-it situations, third and short, third and medium, in the red zone. They certainly rely on Rocco Becht's legs, and they got to get to him. This Colorado defense has got to get to him. Even though they're thin up front, they got to pressure him when he drops back, and they got to make him feel them when he carries the ball.
Yep.
Because the last 2 weeks, Rocco Becht has left in the middle of a game to be evaluated in the Blue Medical tent after taking big hits. I'm sure everybody saw the big hit he took last week against Cincinnati.
How he got up from that?
How he returned into that game, I really don't know. Again, especially after having to take a big hit the week before against Arizona and having to go to the medical tent late in that game. So this Colorado defense got to make Rocco Becht feel them. And maybe wrapping up here as we talk about the youth movement here, with all these injuries for Colorado. So we got to see. Let the young boys play. Draylon Miller
Trial by fire.
Draylon Miller is doubtful. Hakeem Williams is out. Those are 2 of your top, let's call it 6 receivers. Quentin Gibson got to play his most snaps of the season on Saturday. Quandale Farrakhan got to get more involved on Saturday. We're talking about how thin this defensive line is. Christian Hudson, after getting your kind of feet wet a little bit last week, you're going to have to be relied upon.
Yep.
And that's just where we're at. Again, with same with London Merritt and Alexander McPherson. Those guys have been pretty heavily involved the last few weeks.
Yeah.
If Arden Walker can't go, as he is currently doubtful, one of those dudes need to be starting.
Yep.
Alexander McPherson or London Merritt. And not only because they deserved it, but because it's that time of the year. You're sitting at 2-4. You're underdogs again here at home against a top 25 team. You got to start looking towards the future and getting these young bulls some valuable reps. Because as we know, that transfer portal giveth and it taketh away.
Yep.
So that's what I think we got to see with all these injuries on Saturday. We got to see some of these young freshmen, these young guys, get opportunities and make the most of them.
Yeah, I mean, this is a team that, again, they can kind of do everything. Rocco Becht is probably the most underrated football player / quarterback in the country, honestly.
Yeah, I'm with
He's
that.
really good. And he is, it's the total command of the offense. He's just a dog. He'll throw it intermediate. He'll fit it into tight windows. He'll drop it in the bucket along the sideline in between a safety and a corner.
Yep.
He's not afraid to just straight drop back and say, 500, throw the ball up way downfield.
For sure.
Because they've got some receivers that can really create some problems on the outside. I mean, Chase Sewell's a name that a lot of Buffs fans are going to know. But Xavier Townsend, he's had some big plays here and there. And then Brett Eskildson has been very, very impressive.
Big play.
He's emerged as one of their best players on offense. But Rocco himself, he's tough to tackle. And it's not like he's like Marshawn Lynch out there, throwing guys off. He's just like real smooth, real slippery with how he moves, shakes guys off. And again, he's a tough football player, man. And this team believes in him. The only evidence you need is last weekend. With how much they were fighting uphill in that game, they truly fought. No, not a single ounce of give up in that performance. They truly believed in Rocco, and they thought they could go back and down there and win the game. They damn near did.
I thought they were going to. I'm not going to lie. It's hot. I think Iowa State could have easily, after that first quarter, even after the first half, just said, today is just not our day.
For sure.
Cincinnati was at home. They came out on fire with all the juice. I mean, those running backs were running hard.
Yep.
We saw a couple of those hits. So like I said, Iowa State really had every reason to kind of pack it up after a quarter or after the half, but that's just not in their DNA. They fight, and I think it's because of what you're talking about, because they believe in their head coach and they believe in their quarterback.
Yep.
No matter what's going on. And Rocco Becht is a guy that breeds belief. You know what I'm saying? Because he's so tough. Like I said, he's getting the snot knocked out of him the last 2 weeks. And he's going to the medical tent, coming back as soon as he can into the game, looking like himself. So Rocco Becht, like I said, whether it's as a passer or as a runner, this Colorado defense has to make him feel them. They got to. Because both of these backs are good, assuming they both go. In terms of Hansen, is questionable status. Hansen and Sama are headaches to tackle.
Yeah.
The receivers are good. You mentioned the 3 top receivers.
The
Their
tight
end. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's where I was going to go. Their tight end, Benjamin Brahmer, 6'7", about 250, 260 pounds. Rocco Becht can just throw that up in the red zone, and we've seen that already this season where he just trusts it, throw it up, and he can go up and catch the ball.
He had some really nice plays last week against
he sure did. He sure did. So this is kind of a complete offense, honestly. And they're 5-1 at this point. They won 11 games last year. I think they're probably going to get to 9-10 again this year. They're a good football team. And honestly, well, I'm not going to say that, but this is obviously another test. They're a top 25 team, even after a loss, for a reason. This is a really good and sound, well-coached, disciplined football team.
They're going to, they have a bunch of different stuff they do offensively too. Very multiple, I guess I would say. Split backs and 21 personnel. They'll run 12 personnel, overload one side of the line. And they've run this. I watched the Cincy and the Arizona game. They've run this swinging gate, like 2-point set. I don't know if you've noticed it. It's the one that they had the 2-point conversion on last week where I think it was the tight end, Brahmer, had the one-handed snag. So they'll send the entire offensive line and like the running back to the far side of the field, and they'll just have the center, either Beck or whoever their Wildcat quarterback is, and then like one more wide receiver and lineman on the other side. It looks crazy, but then they'll motion the guy over from the heavy side and either like hand it to him. I think he's the one who threw the pass actually. So they threw that out against Arizona too. So if
they got to be ready for that.
They're going to be aggressive. If they score, they're going to want to get that 2-point conversion, try and put some more pressure on you. So you can't let them get up early. It's exactly what happened to Arizona. Those 2 games, I mean, we'll get into it more on the defensive side of the ball, but it's a clinic, those 2 games, and a great example of how to beat this team and what not to do at all against this team. So 9 is really good. Eskildsen, just watch out for that guy. You need DJ to really play well.
For sure. Third down is going to be massive as well. Both of these offenses are actually pretty good. Both top 5 in the Big 12 this season on third down. They're both right around 43%. So third down is going to be massive. For Colorado's defense, you got to get off the field. You got to hold them to below or as close to 40% as possible on third down to obviously give your offense extra possessions and prevent Iowa State from bleeding the clock and getting to 35-plus minutes of time of possession, which is right where they're around for the season. I think they're at 33 average for the year. Got to take care of the football, too. You talk about things that you can't do against Iowa State. You cannot give them extra opportunities. You cannot turn the ball over. Kaidon Salter has to play mistake-free football. Obviously, he had 3 first-half interceptions last week. He's got 4 interceptions over the last 2 games. Can't do that against his defense. Even with Iowa State's top 2 cornerbacks out for the season, Jontez Williams and Jeremiah Cooper, 2 really, really, really good players. This Iowa State secondary is aggressive. They are 3rd in the Big 12 this season in interceptions. They already got 6 this year. Part of that 3-3-5 is they kind of trust their guys in the back end to make plays. And that's kind of what their DNA is defensively. So Kaidon Salter has to protect the football. These ball carriers cannot put the football on the ground. And as Cornholey says, Colorado's defense got to force a turnover or 2 as well. That's kind of been a lacking point for this defense, I would say, since week 1. Nothing is really standing out in my mind. Maybe if you take out the Delaware-Wyoming game, I don't really remember any turnovers against Houston, certainly not against BYU. I don't think they had one last week either. So that's something this defense has to do for Colorado's side. Get Rocco Becht, confuse him a little bit. He's only thrown 2 interceptions this year, so that might be a tall task, but you got to find a way to take the ball back and steal a possession here or there.
For sure. All right, we'll dig in on the other side next break. Shout out to our friends over at Ent Credit Union in Broncos country. This one's for you, man. Sign up for a Broncos checking account with Ent Credit Union, and you'll get tons of perks just for being a Broncos fan. Every 15 swipes on your Broncos checking debit card enters you for a chance to win home game tickets. You also get a sweet Broncos branded debit card. They have a limited edition Bo Nix one available as well. And you'll get 10% off food and gear on game days at Mile High Stadium, plus no surprise fees. Just go to a credit union, man. They're going to look out for you, treat you like a person, take care of you and your money because you deserve it. If you're ready to bank like a Bronco, head on over to ent.com/DNVR, ent.com/DNVR to learn more. Insured by NCUA, membership required, account requires associated Ent Broncos debit card.
And shout out to the squad, our good friends over at Common Spirit Sports Medicine. Whether you are an athlete, a weekend warrior, maybe just somebody who loves to move. If you're experiencing any sports injury or chronic pain, our good friends over at Common Spirit Mountain Region, it's home to an incredible sports medicine program right there in Parker. This team of qualified and passionate providers, they specialize in diagnosis and treatment and prevention of those sports-related injuries for all athletes, including some Denver Broncos players. So they combine things like physical therapy, injury prevention strategies, and strength training. This isn't just about fixing what's broken. It's about preventative care, performance enhancement, and getting you back to peak condition safely and, most importantly, quickly. Don't let an injury keep you on the bench, or even better, get proactive about your health. For more information, visit mountain.commonspirit.org. Common Spirit Health, official healthcare partner of the Denver Broncos.
So you kind of touched on it before the break there in terms of Colorado's offense and handling what Iowa State's going to present you. And it's what I said before the season. This defense is an illusion of space.
Yeah.
That 3-3-5, it's not your traditional 3-3-5 you're going to see in college football. Matt Campbell has been running this system probably, I think, as long as he's been at Iowa State. And they've got it down to a science. They're going to have safeties screaming downfield in the run game. Again, it's the illusion of space. They're going to present all this space to you. They're going to play a lot of zone. But as you mentioned with the defensive backs, how aggressive they are, they close on the football really quickly. They're really well coached. And in terms of the turnovers, too, Cincinnati technically lost the turnover battle last week. They only had one turnover. That one turnover almost lost them the game. That fumble.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you have to be extremely, extremely careful with the football this week. Kaidon's got to, you want him to be decisive, but you can't have him forcing any throws downfield against these guys as well. I do think there's going to be opportunities for him to run. With how much they drop back in zone. I mean, you saw it last weekend with Sorsby at Cincy.
Yes.
He really played well. I think he had
he had 64 rushing yards and a touchdown last week.
Yeah.
Sorsby did.
And it was like timely runs, too.
Yep.
More so early in the game, too, to kind of set a tone. I mean, they just came out and punched them in the mouth offensively, ran it right down their throat. I think they only completed one pass on that opening drive where they scored a touchdown, too. So, again, the blueprint's right in front. It's there for you.
Yeah.
You're going to have to run the hell out of the football to beat this team. You're going to have to control the clock, play mistake-free football.
Yep.
It's as simple as it gets, honestly.
This Iowa State defense can be had. They're middle of the pack in the conference when in terms of defending the run, middle of the pack of the conference when in terms of defending the pass, and they don't really get after the passer. They're at the bottom of the conference when it comes to sacks this season as well. So the strength of this Iowa State team is certainly their quarterback and their offense. This defense can be had. And like you mentioned and like we talked about, Cincinnati kind of put it all out there on the table for you to see the blueprint last week. Get multiple runners involved. Kaidon Salter just got to be decisive, man. If you don't run, bro, you're going to have room to run, especially with that 3-3-5.
They drop 8 a lot.
Run, bro. Like I said, Sorsby had 64 and a touchdown last week, and I think even he would probably tell you that there are a lot of opportunities that he left out there as a runner. So that's just what Kaidon's got to do, man. Be decisive. Like this, for the second week in a row, like this offense, I think has a really good opportunity to get to that 30 points, that magical 30 points number where since the beginning of last season, they are undefeated when they scored 30-plus points. So it's a great opportunity for Kaidon and this offense to really get back on track and kind of have their best performance of the season, at least against a Big 12 opponent. So hopefully we see that. But it starts with the play caller, and it starts with the guy who touches the ball every play, which is the quarterback, certainly, in addition to the center.
Yep. You just got to punch him in the mouth. I think that's what Cincinnati really did well. They came out. They knew what they were going to do. They put it into practice. They executed. and it resulted in a monster lead
Yeah.
it looked almost not insurmountable, but it turned out to be insurmountable. The early lead that they built. I was going to say one more thing on this too.
Finish, man.
Damn, I can't remember what I was going to say. I had another point.
This team just got to finish, man.
Oh, they missed a lot of tackles last weekend against Cincinnati.
Yes, they
A
did.
lot of
Yes,
tackles.
they did.
So if you keep running it and you're able to really like get 100+ yards in the run game early,
Yeah.
I think you're going to kind of do what happened to them last week, where it's just boom, one after another, after another, after another, and they just get lazy with tackling. Then they just don't want to tackle those guys eventually.
No doubt about it. Michael Welch, Dallin Hayden, they are going to be counted on in a big way, especially if Draylen is inactive.
Yep.
He's currently doubtful. Those are the two guys where each of them should be right around 12+ carries. Minimum. Minimum. And Kaidon's got to take matters into his own hands too, particularly on third down. If you don't like what you see right away, be decisive and take off. You are still one of the best athletes out there on the field.
Yes.
Utilize that to your advantage and move the chains. Completions. When you don't got that, use your legs. Use your athleticism. And just give, like what we saw with the touchdown to last week. Here and there, once a drive, give your guy a chance. Throw it up.
That's what Sorsby did so well last week.
He did.
He only completed 13 passes, I think, last week. But he had some big plays in there. They went downfield.
No doubt. And they can be had deep down the field too. The clincher late in that game that Sorsby had, they had missed on that 3 or 4 times earlier in the game, and it was just Sorsby just overthrowing it or underthrowing it. Like, this team can be had, especially if you run the ball early, off hard play action, deep shots down the field. This Iowa State secondary can be had, especially when they're down 2 of their best corners.
Yeah, exactly. Last thing I have, and it's one thing I noticed when watching the games that I watched, and then I went back through the stats, and even against who else they play? South Dakota and Arkansas State, this was the case. They allow quite a bit of kick return yardage. We talked about it last week. He clearly had a bad game. He's a true freshman. He's going to play better. This is a big Q for 6 game. I think he could have an opportunity on a kickoff to really bring one back. Cincinnati had some monster kick returns against them last week.
Yeah, he did.
Again, this is a weekly thing. Just go look at the game logs and how much kick return yardage they've given up. You're going to have a chance to really set yourself up with some nice field position on Saturday.
Got to do it. And that's how you pull off an upset, right? You win on all 3 phases, or at least 2 out of the 3, and one of those maybe being special teams, where you make a big play, or maybe even 2, where you block an extra point, or you block a kick, or return a kick, or return a punt. Like, those are the type of things that can flip the entire momentum of a game, the entire complexion of a game in your favor. And Folsom Field got to be rocking too, man.
Yep.
I think that was part of the reason Cincinnati started so strong last week, is because they were at home, probably close to a sold-out crowd, as close to sold out as a Cincinnati football game can be.
No, they returned last week.
And that place was rocking. And Folsom Field has to have a similar energy. And it's not, you ain't got to wait all day. You don't have the excuse of it's a late-night game this week. Nah, you play at midday. Typically, when you're on the field, they're practicing throughout the week anyway, so there are really no excuses, man. You got a big opportunity to beat a top 25 team, something you haven't done since the 2023 season opener.
Yep. It's going to be a beautiful day in Boulder on Saturday as well. Come turn up, be loud.
Come pull up on me and my boy Jakey at the tailgate pregame too, on Benson Field for the free ski, grab some drinks.
Yep.
Catch some vibes. Pull up on us.
Anything else on Iowa State? I've got some stuff here actually. In terms of getting to the quarterback, though, this isn't a team that's really like it's a lot of like simulated pressure. They will blitz and they will send multiple rushers, more than 3 all the time, but they do drop 8 quite a lot. They're just trying to, as we said, close on space when the ball's in the air and make plays, and really not allow downfield shots. That was obviously the nail in the coffin for them last week, but they only have 8 sacks on the season. That's tied for last place in the Big 12. I mean, Colorado's down there as well.
Yep.
Yeah. Also, this was crazy. Found out Colorado's tied for the most sacks allowed in the conference.
I saw that too.
What the hell?
And yet, only one of them is being attributed to a Colorado offensive lineman,
Crazy.
according to Pro Football Focus, which is a damn shame. What is that, number 15, right, that you've given out this year? Sacks?
It says 14 on
14?
Yeah, 14. Them and Arizona are tied.
According to Pro Football Focus, only one sack has been credited to an offensive lineman. And that's just Xavier Hill, one. It's crazy.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
But that's that indecisiveness, that uncertainty.
Yeah.
And I think Staub contributed to some of that as well, too,
For sure.
against Houston.
For sure.
But that is that's a result. That's what you get.
I think that's it for Iowa State. We'll pregame it up tomorrow, of course, as well. We'll get another injury update, prime players, picks, or score predictions, all that stuff. We'll do picks today. We have a few minutes while we wait to do picks. You wanted to talk about this, and I'm all here for it. This North Carolina stuff just seems to be getting worse and worse, though. That statement last night was crazy.
Yes, bro.
Why did you even put that out? Honestly. What good did that do?
That statement, I mean, that just made things worse. If you were still unsure, like, I don't know about this reporting that's coming out of North Carolina, and you read that statement, that generic 2-sentence statement from each side, basically saying, nothing to worry about here. We're good. Nah. That confirmed any suspicion you might have had. But this thing is getting bad, bro. And Pat Walter at WRAL out there in
That's the guy who wrote the article, right?
No, but this is somebody who has been kind of right there in terms of breaking all this stuff.
Pat Welter, that's him. He wrote that article.
Okay, I thought it was Ali Connolly who had the big one from The Guardian. I thought he had the big one out the gate. But either way, those two guys have been the biggest ones on this. So Pat Welter had a tweet yesterday. He goes, a new example of divide within UNC locker room. Was told by two sources that there was a fight in the locker room Tuesday. They fighting in there, Jake.
Jeez.
They tried to call CU GTA, folks, and they fighting in the locker room.
That's true. Yeah.
On a Tuesday. Locker room going up on a Tuesday. If you know what I mean. And here's another one from Ani Connolly. From one North Carolina defensive assistant. Quote, what we've done to these kids is fucked up.
Wow.
End quote.
Wow.
From a North Carolina defensive assistant. That is crazy, dog. This is worse than we could have imagined.
It is. I mean, saw it coming, though.
Sure did.
As Atlanta State folks informed, is saying right there, UNC recruiting has to be in the trash bin, too.
Yep.
Pete Nakos I think it was Pete Nakos, someone at On 3 Arrivals put out an article today of talking to recruits, committed recruits, and they're all getting calls from Bill Belichick, Steve Belichick, the whole basically saying, hold on, like, we're going to figure this out, like, we need you type of thing, don't leave. This is relevant for the Buffs, too, because CJ Sadler just picked UNC over the Buffs.
Sure did. Sure did.
So, yeah, we'll see. But, I mean, they're talking, I don't know if this has been confirmed as true, but they're talking buyout. Some people are saying that, Bill Belichick is, testing the waters in terms of, lowering his buyout if he can get a soft landing. Like, it's October 9th. Holy
it's
cow.
October, bro. The first week of October still. These recruiting violations, I think you just mentioned that too, that there have been reports of that as well.
Yeah.
Practice violations that have already been proven by the school, according to multiple sources. So they are running that program as poorly as a college football program can be run.
They don't know what they're doing.
2025.
They really don't. It's the Cleveland Browns of college football.
And it seems like Bill just didn't know what he was getting himself into, which just doesn't really make any sense. And I think somebody made the point yesterday. They were like, how Nick Saban ain't tell him, like, bro, this is what you're going to be getting yourself into in the year 2025. This is why I retired, me being Nick Saban. It's crazy that, and maybe he did, and maybe Bill Belichick was like, we'll see, I got it. He's finding out that he don't got it.
It's arrogance.
I think
it's
that is
ego.
what it is.
It's all of that. It's exactly what it is.
Yep.
An individualistic mindset, which is, again, we read a quote that said that.
For sure.
A parent said that on Tuesday. That it's an individualistic culture and the kids are feeding into that. And clearly when they're fighting in the locker room now. It's wild. Let's take our next break and then let's go to picks.
shout out to our good friends, the squad, if you will, at Taco Bell, man. We love us some Taco Bell, man, and we love Taco Bell's new Cantina chicken menu. Y'all got to try it if you haven't already. Taco Bell has launched a new era of chicken, man. It's not your Papa's old poultry, man. This Cantina chicken menu debuts a new flavorful chicken. It's slow roasted. It's perfectly seasoned with those Mexican spices, garlic, onions, a variety of chilies, Additional premium ingredients include that purple cabbage, which I love, adds a little crunch, the white corn tortilla shells, which are freshly fried, that pico de gallo, which is freshly prepared every single day. However you like it, you'll never chicken the same way again with Taco Bell. So get yours today at your nearest Taco Bell. And don't forget to add on that $7 Buffs box, which features 4 Taco Bell classics and a large drink in a CU Buff player collectible cup. Taco Bell is a proud sponsor of CU Athletics, and it's donating $1,000 to the Golden Buffalo Scholarship Foundation for every single Colorado touchdown scored this season. Buffs love the Bell. Shout out to Taco Bell.
Shout out Game Time as well. If you're thinking about heading out to the game on Saturday or any of the other Buffs games left on the schedule, make sure you hit up our friends at Game Time. Also NFL. It's, fall's basically here. It should be here. The weather's still taking some time to catch up, but fall is here. I mean, it's October, man. This is the time as sports fans where we thrive. The NBA is back. The NHL is back.
Yep.
Football is hitting its full swing. And then, of course, there's still some concerts, events, all kinds of stuff going on, especially here in Denver. But, take a look in your city, see what's going on, and hit up our friends at Game Time whenever you need a ticket. Take the guesswork out of buying college football tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code BUFFS, BUFFS, for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code BUFFS, BUFFS, for $20 off. Tap, ticket, go. Download the Game Time app today.
What time is it?
Game time. Okay. Actually, I'll say it. There's no comparison between Colorado and UNC. So I've seen this all the time. Like, whenever I say anything about this, the Buffs fans are, we can't talk. Like, we're not too far from that. Stop that. It's not even close, bro. One program's in year 3. They've proven they can win. They've proven they can recruit.
True.
Shit, they've proven the players like them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they don't have any of these crazy reports coming out. And when CU did have these crazy reports coming out, because we were there firsthand. I mean, we can't do this with UNC. We're not in Chapel Hill.
Right.
A lot of that was baloney, man.
Exactly.
And we could tell you that for a fact. So the comparisons, like, I understand the team's down right now. They're not winning. Like, it sucks. Doesn't mean you're a dumpster fire like UNC. Like, please have some perspective and, like, some understanding of what this program has done the last 3 years now. Again, it's not great right now. I think a lot of people would like more wins. Like, that's not controversial to say. It's not a dumpster fire like it is over at North Carolina. It's far from it, frankly. There's so many. Oklahoma State's in a worse position.
Exactly,
they're more comparable to UNC than Colorado is right now. Y'all got to stop that.
I don't think that needed to be said, bro, but it was well said nonetheless.
Thank you.
Ask any high school recruiter, even a college, where would you rather be right now? You'd rather be at Colorado or you'd rather be at North Carolina? I think you would get a unanimous answer.
Yes. I don't know. That bugs me.
Yeah, I feel you. People just be talking, bro. They just be chatting.
That's really what it is. Okay. Picks, you ready?
I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready, but it's here, so let's do it.
Well, look, we've had some good weeks recently.
This is a tough slate this week of games you chose.
This is.
Give us the update.
So the update is UNRK stayed even keel. I was the only one who made up ground last week. I took that Cincy Golden Hammer. That helped me out a lot. That's my first Golden Hammer hit, too.
Go crazy.
So RK's in the lead by 2 points, or by 1.5, I should say. I'm behind him by 1.5, and then you're just 1 point behind me. We all got that half point from ASU. Or did I mess up? RK should be 2 points ahead then. He didn't lose his half point. Or gain a half point, I should say. 8 games on the slate. 4 big-time college football games featuring top 10 teams, and then 4 Big 12 teams. Here we go. We've picked this team quite a bit this season.
Yeah, why the hell
Fighting
Illinois keep
Illini.
why they keep coming up on these picks, bro? I don't like it.
I think this is a big game.
It is a big game.
I think we find out a lot about these teams here. I mean, look, Illinois did take it on the chin to Indiana not that long ago, but
Yeah, they've bounced back since.
they have, yes. So it's a 14-point line for Ohio State on the road. What do you think?
I would love to pick my Fighting Illini, man, but like you mentioned, watched them get 50 balled by an Indiana not too long ago, and I think Ohio State's better than Indiana. So even though Fighting Illini are at home, I think Ohio State wins, and I think they cover. Who you got?
You think? Wait, I'm sorry. I was hardly paying attention. Who wins?
I got Ohio State.
Okay, thank you. I'm also picking Ohio State. I think this is where they can flex their muscles a bit here. This defense is for real. They've got some absolute dogs on that defense. And Altmaier's played pretty well. He is a nice quarterback.
I like him a lot.
I just don't know if Illinois has the juice to match up with this team, especially their offense against Ohio State's defense. I think Ohio State kind of rolls, so I'm taking the Buckeyes. We're all three on this game. RK is also taking the Buckeyes. How does that make you feel? All three on one side. I don't think our record's very good when we do this.
I don't mind it. Honestly, I wouldn't be mad either way. If Illinois ends up winning that game, recovering, hey,
you're in a win-win here.
Exactly right.
Next, we picked this team last week, Florida, and they won outright against Texas. But Texas A&M, in my opinion, is a different animal. It's a 7.5-point line. Texas A&M has some dogs at the skill positions. They have two ridiculous wide receivers. They have a great running back, and Marcel Reed's coming along as well. So 7.5, Kyle Fields, where you going?
I honestly think that's a bit much, the 7.5.
Okay.
But I'm still going to take A&M. I just think they're the better team. I think Florida got one off last week against a Texas team that's kind of still trying to find themselves. A&M knows who they are. Mm-hmm. Marcel Reed is a dog, and he's got some dogs to throw to.
Yep.
And Kyle Field on a Saturday night. Actually, I don't even know if that's on at night, but either way, the 12th man don't play around. I like A&M to win and cover.
This is a 5:00 game.
Yeah. A&M at night, scary place to be.
I'm also picking Texas A&M, and part of it is because of Texas A&M, but I think part of it's Florida too. I picked Florida last week. I changed that pick right before we ended, and they obviously ended up winning. That was kind of a back against the wall game for them, right?
True.
And I think that there's a letdown that follows after games like that, naturally. And so while Florida did play very well against Texas, this is just a different beast offensively.
For sure.
They have a really good defense.
Is this the first time A&M's like legit, bro, in like a while?
I think they're pretty good.
They are.
They're pretty
good for them.
I'm taking A&M. I thought about hammering this as well, but I will hold off. RK is lone wolf in it. He's taking Florida.
Good for him.
Next, perhaps the game of the weekend. I cannot wait for this one, man. This game is going to be same time as our game, so 1:30 CBS on Saturday. Number 7 Indiana traveling to Eugene to take on the Oregon Ducks. It's another 7.5-point line. Did these two teams play last year? Do you remember?
I do not remember. I do not think they did.
So they did.
Really? How'd that go?
Actually, hold on. Maybe not.
Yeah, I didn't think they
No,
did.
I clicked on the game from...
Yeah.
While I try and find this, give your pick.
I am going to go with the home team.
They did not play last year.
I think Oregon continues to roll, man. I don't think this is where they slip up. I think they're going to be on high alert because Kurt Cignetti talks a big game.
Yeah.
Indiana head coach, you know what I'm saying? And I think he's going to have his team ready to play. I think Oregon kind of just breaks away late here. Give me Oregon. Give me the favorite again.
I am also going to take Oregon. I just think it's going to be too much for them. I think Dan Lanning kind of thrives in these situations when, a lot of the hype's on the other team.
Yep.
Clearly.
Yep.
And this is going to be one of those situations. This is the quarterback matchup of the weekend, though, by far. Do you know both of these guys are actually 1 and 2 in the favorites to be the first overall draft pick in April? Isn't that crazy?
Dante Moore already out of here after this year?
His stock is going crazy right now. He's balling.
He is, for sure. I thought he was just a younger guy, but good for him, man.
No,
He's definitely been balling.
At UCLA as a freshman. That's when we went there.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, sure.
So he's a third-year player now. True. Whether or not he's redshirted. RK is taking Oregon as well. That's another clean sweep for us. Kind of makes me nervous, not going to lie.
So 2 of the first 3 here were on the same side.
Yep. Clean sweep. Here we go. Red River rivalry. Texas, Oklahoma. John Mateer, we don't know. Yep. There's some buzz mounting that he might make his return this weekend. We'll see, though. Arch and Texas really struggled last weekend. He's clearly so not ready for the NFL.
Who you got?
I'm taking Texas.
Why?
The Mateer thing.
Okay.
Although I might flip here in just a second. I'm not. That's my initial gut pick.
Okay.
But if you give me something to think about, I might change my mind.
I'm going with Oklahoma. They're the tougher team. You know what I'm saying? Like, physically tough. I think Venables is going to have them ready to go. I don't know how somebody can pick Texas in this spot. What have you seen from Texas in the year 2025 that makes you think they can win this game against a really good opponent who's coming and fired up a neutral site for a rivalry game? I just don't really know like what the reasoning would be behind to pick Texas after what we've seen them.
It's a rivalry game.
Okay.
Anything can happen.
Okay.
They are favored for a reason. I don't think this is like last week, the Cincinnati game, where the book's trying to tell you something. But Texas is still a talented team. Like, Arch can put it together every now and then. I love their running game. And they've got some absolute animals on defense. Anthony Hill Jr., he had like 14 tackles last week.
He's one of the best defensive players in college football, for sure.
And this is, these games they get muddy, man.
Yeah, and I like the tougher, more physical team in a muddy game, in a close game. Give me Oklahoma for sure. I might even Golden Hammer it. I'm thinking about it right now, but I'm definitely going Oklahoma.
RK's picking Texas.
Who are you picking?
I'm going to flip. I'm picking Oklahoma.
Damn it. The game is at it's in Dallas.
Dallas at the Texas State Fair, I believe.
Yeah.
This weekend every single year.
Yeah.
At the Cotton Bowl.
Yep.
Kind of a shitty stadium, honestly. But, more power to them. One of the most scenic games, though, when it's like split right in the crowd between the burnt orange and like the Oklahoma red. Fire. All right, next one. Let's go on to the Big 12 slate. A big one here. Interesting, TCU is not ranked still. But K-State, they showed some fight last week. It was...
should have won that game against Baylor.
They should have won, yes. They choked it.
Yep, they did.
They choked that game. This is just kind of a season from hell from them, though. Dillon is still questionable for K-State. TCU, though, it seems like they're on the mend in terms of their injuries. Kavorian Barnes obviously played last weekend. McAllister went off last weekend.
Yeah.
Who do you got? It's 1.5 for TCU.
I think I'm just going to go with the home dog here and go with K-State.
You're doing this again, bro?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, my God. I feel even better about picking TCU now.
I got it last week. I was on the right side of K-State last week, and you were on the wrong side. So,
true.
Yeah, I'm going to go with K-State here. I just think Dylan Edwards is a difference maker, assuming he plays. And they're at home. Mm-hmm. And that 1.5 point line is a little tricky. So I'm just going to go with the home team, the home dog. Give me K-State. I'll probably be Dolo on that one, too. So that's also kind of picking it. Oh, no. RK picked Kansas State as well.
RK picked Kansas State. Yep. I'm picking TCU. Yeah. I just think this team I don't think the road stuff really affects them that much. They've had some really nice road performances the last 2 years. So
this is valid. K-State hungry. I mean,
this is kind of a back against the wall game for K-State.
I'll give
you guys that.
And I think this is we've mentioned Baylor a couple of times this week where they started off 2-4 last year. They read off 6 in a row. This is kind of like the point of the season where like an inflection point. Like either you're going to continue to prove that you're an awful team or you kind of flip the switch. And I think this is kind of one of those points with K-State here.
I mean, all of K-State's losses are one possession.
They're in every game, dude.
They're in every game, but they also allow, North Dakota into a game, too.
Yeah,
You know
and
what I mean?
Avery has just been making mistakes, crucial mistakes late in games that has hurt them. So we'll see.
All right. Still no Golden Hammers. You're going to get your first, or I'm sorry, no, not yet. Next game, or you are getting your first one here. Kansas traveling to Texas Tech. Texas Tech is now the number 9 team in the country. They are 14-point favorites. They are a damn wagon, man.
That's what I was going to say. I was going to use that word verbatim. They're a wagon. That's why I'm using my golden hammer here on Texas Tech.
Shit, I just did the same.
Yeah. I watched Kansas got a solid win on the road last week against UCF. Texas Tech is really not – they're not playing around this year, dog. I did see now that they got a couple defensive players like Jacob Rodriguez is questionable.
He said he's good, though.
Okay. I mean, so, yeah, that's the only thing that I can deter me, I think, from thinking Texas Tech rolls here. So I'm going to golden hammer the Red Raiders at home. At home.
I did the same thing, but I –
change it then.
I feel like that's the best use of a golden hammer, though, is when you're not on someone else's side.
I agree with you. So change it. Golden hammer TCU.
I'm going to, golden hammer TBD. I'll pick my golden hammer once we get through the rest of these picks.
Okay.
But I'm on Texas Tech. RK took Kansas. He thinks Jalen Daniels is going to fight.
I saw it, and this is a perfect example of why stats are misleading. Because I was looking at the Big 12 stats today. Jalen Daniels this year, 16 passing touchdowns, 2 picks.
Okay.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Can't even lie. 67% completion. I can't even lie. That's pretty good.
He's been playing well.
Can't even jack it.
But, this is the type of team that just, forces, the bad, intrusive, throw that ball, take off on this run, lower the shoulder.
Yes, exactly right.
You know what I mean?
And again, also too, Kansas getting kind of they were in a dogfight with UCF last week.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Texas Tech is a different animal.
But it's Kansas plays to their competition almost too.
That's fair. It sounds like you want to pick Kansas, bro.
Honestly, it's not that. It's just the number I think is kind of...
The number is a lot.
Interesting.
The number is a lot.
I mean, you're in backdoor cover range. This was...
Right.
I mean, Iowa State was up 14 with minutes ago last week against Cincy. And they
it was...
Clearly didn't cover. But
story in the TCU game last...
I mean, exactly.
It was a 13.5 point spread.
Exactly.
TCU covers with 20 seconds left in the game. So...
I'm still TBD on the hammer. Next one. Number 21, Arizona State traveling to Utah to take on Devin Dampier and the Utes.
Why do you think Utah's favored in this?
They're favored by 5.5, too.
That's what I'm saying. Why do you think?
That it's a very tough place to play.
Yeah.
And I think Arizona State's shown that you can kind of build an early lead on them. And in that environment, if they build an early lead, it's going to be very, very difficult, I think, to come back. They do have the players, though, this year.
Yeah, they played. I remember they played last year. That was right as Cam Rising was. I think he played the first half and then got knocked out. It was one of those games Arizona State ended up winning. Mm-hmm. I think that was kind of the first game where people were like, hold on, Arizona State might have something here.
Yep.
Where are you at?
I'm taking ASU.
I figured you would. Hammer?
Nope. Not on the road to Utah.
I'm on Utah.
Okay.
You know where Devin Dampier from?
I do not, actually.
Arizona. Won the state championship at Saguaro. Utah's tight ends coach, Jason Mons, was Devin Dampier's head football coach at Saguaro in high school. They won the state championship together. Devin Dampier is going to be fired up to go against his home state team. Kenny Dillingham talked about it this week. He was like, we should have recruited him harder. I think Devin Dampier is going to have a little extra edge to him. They're at home. Give me the Utes to win and cover.
RK is taking the Utes, and he's golden hammering
With the hammer. Sheesh. Okay, RK.
I mean, it's what you just asked me. Why are they favored in this game? I think that's why he's golden hammering this. This is kind of where Utah thrives. This is an 8:15 kick, too.
Late night hoops.
Weird stuff happens in Utah at night, whether in Provo or Salt Lake. Very weird stuff. Last game. The line is actually 3, but it's Iowa State going to Colorado. Number 22, Cyclones. 3 is not much.
No, it's not. I got to see Colorado win one of these games, man. They got to finish for me, especially with the line at 3. I think Iowa State covers.
Okay, fair enough.
I think they got the better quarterback through 6 games. They just seem to have the more complete team.
I'm taking CU, and they just have everything it takes to cover this game, if not win it outright. Whether that happens or not, it remains to be seen, but this team is entirely capable of doing that.
They're certainly capable of it, but we've just been saying that. You said that last week? You said that week before?
I just think that
talent isn't an issue, you know?
For sure. I just think you can recreate a lot of what went right for Cincy last week in terms of you're playing at home. You know, clearly you can run the football. I think if you get the ball first, you can go out and get an early lead. We've seen this team do that. They did that last week.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
right.
It's just falling apart down the stretch. You know, Coach Prime mentioned it yesterday. It's the third quarter. That's why they changed up practices.
Right.
It's that third quarter, especially defensively. I'm taking the Buffs, man. I just, if not now, when?
That's exactly right. That was just kind of where I was at last week, you know?
Sure.
And that's why I picked Colorado to cover in that game, maybe even win, because I'm like, you got to do it here. And I just don't know. Like I said, Iowa State got the better quarterback. They really just have the better offense at this point, too. They're the more complete team. And I think them losing last week, too, kind of has them on high alert, where they're not going to drop 2 in a row. So I think Colorado stays in this game, and I think it's just kind of Iowa State pulls away late, which is kind of what we've seen over the last 2 weeks.
Fair enough. All right, I'm putting my hammer on Texas A&M.
Ooh, okay.
I think Texas A&M rolls Florida.
Ooh, I can see that. That's a good call.
Thank you. We'll see if it's a good call on Saturday.
It's a good call.
So there
Honestly,
you go.
that could get ugly. You're right. Low key.
And then, of course, RK picks Colorado. Didn't even have to say that, really, but just for the sake of picks. Golden Hammers this week. I'm on Texas A&M -7.5. Scotty's on Texas Tech -14. RK is on Utah -5.5. We are all 3 riding with the Ohio State Buckeyes -14 against Illinois, and we're all 3 riding with Oregon -7.5 against Indiana.
Should be a fun weekend, dog.
It should be. It's a great slate this weekend, too. There's so many games I could have picked.
Yeah. I feel like there was one Big
Alabama,
12
Missouri.
game even that I was surprised it didn't make the cut.
UCF Cincy I thought was an interesting one.
I don't even think it was that one. It was... Yeah, BYU Arizona is very interesting to me.
How so?
At Arizona, again, Arizona's been playing fine football to me.
They're all right.
And BYU gonna slip up, bro, eventually. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're gonna slip up eventually. So 2.5 point line too. Like, what side would you have been on BYU side of that? -2.5?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I meant to say this earlier when we were talking about Iowa State. It was like the 2 Michigan USC too. That was
we were
another
talking
game.
about that before the show.
By the way, I'd pick USC, I think, in that game.
What's the line on that? You know,
3, I believe. Penn State really struggled last weekend against UCLA when they had to go west, and I think that's it's Dre talks about it a lot. You know, everyone talks about the West Coast schools having to go east all the time. I think it's arguably harder for some of those schools who have always played in that Central East Coast time zone to all of a sudden have to go west.
My dad talks about that all the time too.
Yeah.
Teams going west. He more so talks about in the NFL sense. Like this weekend, for example, early window, Chargers are going to Miami.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like cross the country for an 11 a.m. kickoff. Like this is typically a tough spot to be. USC is favored in that 2.5.
Yep. I'd pick USC.
Wow.
Anyways, what I was saying, going back to Arizona and Iowa State, when they played, that just drilled home to me, especially coming off of the Cincy game and watching that. Like last year's Colorado team against this Iowa State team, not a good matchup. You probably could have scored some points, but you're just not built to control the clock like this team is.
Right. And
that's part of the reason why Cincy won. If you go watch that Arizona Iowa State game, they go up 22-0. Fafita throws one pick, and it's just like the game's over. And they were running him. They ran, I think, for just about 100 yards, if not less. Like, they just weren't built for that. Fafita threw the ball 50 times. Like, that's not how you beat this team at all.
That's not how you do it.
So
you get rolled that way.
All right, let's go to the chat. Hit the like button also, by the way. Ivan, is there anything about Iowa State that scares us besides their own QB play and tackling? I mean, offensively, they're pretty impressive.
They're a good offense, dude.
Yeah.
At really every position. Tight end, receiver, running back, quarterback, offensive line is good enough. Their offense is good. It's the defense that, like I said, can be had.
Yep.
And that's why it's going to be on Pat Shurmur, Kaidon Salter, to get this offense as close to, if not exceeding 30 points. Because if they get to that point, I like them to win, honestly. If you tell me Colorado scores 30 points on Saturday, I'd pick them to win. I just don't know if they can get there.
Yep. Well said. Smuggles. When did they lose those two corners? Because they've only lost one game, correct? Yes, you are correct.
I think they lost them going into last week.
Yep. Damn it, I just had this up here. So after the Arizona game, actually.
Which was their last game before Cincinnati.
Yeah, when Fafita threw it 50 times, that's when the report came out. Let's see.
So, and that might be something. There might be something to that, right? Their first game without those two guys, they lost. Yeah. And Sorsby looked like a dog. That whole Cincinnati offense looked great.
This report came out 8 days ago. So, yeah, after that Arizona game.
Yep.
What's up, Jack? What time y'all at the tailgate until? We'll be there probably 10 till 11:30-ish.
Yep.
That gives us 2 hours.
Yep. Exactly right.
So that'll be the
Pull
plan.
up.
Yeah, Campbell's a good coach. I mean, they're a well-coached team. Well-coached defense. Again, the illusion of space. They lure a lot of teams into that trap. And the way to beat it, straight ahead. Just run through it.
I tell you, bro, I would feel so much better about CU's chances on Saturday if Iowa State won last week. As weird as that might sound. But good coaches, good programs typically just don't lose 2 games in a row that they shouldn't lose.
Especially when you're playing 2 teams in a row who are very similar in how they want to attack you.
Yep.
Good point. All right, chat, we're going to head out. We'll be back for pregame tomorrow. We're going to have Know Your Enemy as well coming out here very, very soon. So stay tuned. We'll see you guys then. Let's go Buffs.
We all silly like the mayor.